Hi everybody, welcome back to another review. Today we're taking a look at the first Civivi knife that I'm reviewing. This is the Civivi Fracture, and as you can see, it is a slip joint. There you can see the Civivi logo on the pivot. And so Civivi's been out for a long time, well, past couple years, but they are the more budget versions of the Wii knives. So I believe a couple knives I've reviewed have been Wii knives, but not named Wii. They're just produced by Wii knives and then sold by the designers or whatever, but I don't remember which ones. I know they have really great quality and everything, so these are pretty much the same quality, but obviously with cheaper materials. So this is the first one I'm getting my hands on for a review. The only other ones I've held were at like the knife store and people I've seen carrying them, and then I've talked to them about them. So get right into the specs. The overall length is 7.74 inches. Blade length is 3.35 inches. Blade width is 1 inch, and that's probably from that tip there down, so it's a little skinnier than that for most of it. It says stainless steel for the blade material, but it's 8CR14 MOV, so not the best, but like I said, cheaper Chinese materials, so it's pretty much what you'd expect. It is a drop point style blade with this very large opener. Handle length is 4.39 inches. Handle width is also an inch, which I'd assume is at the thickest part, which is probably like right there. So you can tell most of that it's a lot thinner. Handle thickness 0.39. Pretty good. You don't have a lock or anything in there like adding thickness, especially for a frame lock or anything, so definitely nice and thin. Weight is 3.12 ounce, so for being a slip joint, it's not super light. You can see those big steel liners, so being a nice skinny knife, you'd think it might be a little lighter than that, kind of a nice lightweight carry, but not super light. Material is G10 for the handle scales. There you can see steel pocket clip, steel hardware all around, steel back spacer will kind of spring on the back. And it appears to be bead blasted for the scales, or the liners in there, and then kind of a stone washed finish for the spring and back spacer area. Same with like a bead blasted finish on the pocket clip. And it's just a regular cheap spring clip. So these are currently discontinued. They still have stock a lot of places, I think. Blade HQ has a bunch of different colors still available, so I think there's a lot still available, even though they're not making them currently. But they're only like $28, so it kind of lines up with the materials. You're getting what you pay for, but there you can see that blade material. But it definitely feels quality for $28. Opener, like I said, very big, obviously bigger than, there's a lot of slip joints that just have no hole or even no thumb tick on it, so this is obviously different than most. It has a half stop, you can see right there. And it's pretty strong tension. Nothing crazy where it like, there's some where when you let go, like right there, it really slaps down and it kind of feels like it could take your finger off, but this one doesn't feel too bad. Pocket clip is reversible. You can see a little lanyard hole back there. I really like the design of it. No jimping back here, which kind of makes sense because you don't want to be pushing too hard right there. You can see it budging a little bit, so probably good they didn't put jimping there. Very nice in hand. Obviously, being a slip joint, you're not going to be wanting to like stab into wood or anything and then have it close on your hand, but obviously a nice little $28 knife. It could do most normal everyday tasks. cutting open packages, cutting open whatever. You can cut food and stuff with it, I guess. I do like the pivot a lot. Nice and simple. No big bannering. All there is on the blade is that little tiny lettering there. And it doesn't say the designer. It kind of reminds me of Elijah Isham, with the big opener right there. I think he's done work with Wii and Civivi and stuff, so kind of makes sense that they would draw that from him, but it doesn't specifically say that he designed it, so I guess it kind of just carried over on some of their other designs. All I have here is the plastic that it came in, but it did come sharp. See if I can get it to cooperate. There you can see, obviously, plastic's not the hardest thing to cut, but you can tell it's got a nice factory edge on there. A nice small edge, too. Blade is stone washed. You can see in here, it's kind of dark. You can't really see anything because it doesn't have any openings anywhere, so kind of closed off inside. But overall, I think it's definitely a very nice knife for $28. The MSRP was $33, so I think it's technically on sale at $28.50, but I mean that's not much of a sale, but still, even at $33 or $35, or even if it was like $40, I still think this is probably going to beat out most like Kershaw, CRKT, other like American companies with their even I'd rather have this over a Tenacious or like one of the budget line Spydercos, so definitely feels a lot more quality than those. Probably in line with all of the bearing flipper Civivi knives that are in like the 50s and 60s or up to the 70s. It should be the same quality as that. That's pretty much all there is to say about it. Being a slip joint, it's a little more simple than most, so I think that's pretty much it. My final thoughts are pretty much just $28, definitely a good deal. Get them before they're gone, because if you don't get it now, them being discontinued, definitely going to make it a lot harder to find them. So, and I'd assume if you do miss out and don't get them before they sell out, then it'll probably be a lot harder to find them on the secondary market, because nobody really sells a $28 knife secondhand. You don't really need to get rid of a $20 knife because you're not going to make much money off it, so you might as well just keep it at $20. So get it while you can, and that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time.